Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life.
This amazing book is a collection of over 18 experts and influencers that are coming together to share their heart, their wisdom, and their expertise around leadership, so that we can learn from them and step further forward in our area of leadership in powerful tips and advice that we can look at applying into our life right now, real time. So it's a powerful show that we've lovingly lined up for you. We're something forward. You're being called in that way powerfully, and you're feeling this quickening of your spirit and wanting to learn and grow. You're noticing it. And we've got this wonderful collection of leaders coming together to support you today, real time. What is it that you need? And are willing to receive, because you absolutely have choice. So what is it that you need? And take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. I want to encourage you to take a moment to write it down. It helps you get it out of you and starts helping you manifest and bring forward what you need, because the very act of writing it down is bringing that need forward. It's helping it become top of mind. It's bringing it into existence. And then there can be a response. Forget what it is that we needed, and we can miss what is right in front of us that is there to answer that need. Anticipation and excitement at the unexpected and wonderful way that need can and will be met. We're going to get lots of breath throughout our time together today. And I'm going to go around our virtual room here so we can connect.
I need to get back into my meditation practice to center myself.
Beautiful. It makes such a difference, but it's so easy to miss and forget. So I love that.
True.
Thank you for sharing, and we're thrilled to have you joining us in this project and today. Thank you.
Is needed to change the world we live in today.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And
My
Kathleen, Kathleen, I would love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Oh, it's great to be here again with all of you. At our level, we're all the same level. So that's what struck me, is seeing a community around me, whether it's people who are listening or speaking, that all on the same level of the heart connection.
Oh, beautiful. And as you were sharing, I just was smiling for anytime, any space, whether we are speaking or listening, leading or following, that we can all connect in that heart-to-heart place and multiply that connection and expand it. So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And listeners, we're getting ready to go to our first come out. Take the opportunity to be present and stop, pause, and listen to what is being spoken into your heart and spirit. As each of our experts shared what was spoken into theirs, perhaps that sparked something, or you felt that connection and you felt your heart expand. So take these next 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all
access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us. The Voice America 725795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you gave yourself that opportunity to stop, pause, breathe, and be present and receive what is being laid on your heart and on your spirit. We are talking with amazing authors from our upcoming book, soon to be released. I want everyone to write the date on your calendar, June 19th. We're going to be releasing the book in February. So we're speaking with experts and influencers of our upcoming book, the Leadership Edition. So it's the Experts and Influencers series, the Leadership Edition. And this is the second interview series that we're doing. We're going to be doing 4 of them, so you'll get to experience and meet so many of the authors in this book. Founder of Dare to Lead Leadership Training, international speaker, international best-selling author, and she's worked with thousands of men and women, helping them step further into their leadership gifts and talents and abilities. She is passionate about helping you. Amazing. Linda Patton to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca, so very much. I really appreciate being on. And to not do this book would have been a sacrilege. But seriously, I wanted to begin the written journey of my merging the masculine command with the feminine influencer, and to really get a blended model of what I'm calling, and I've trademarked this word, the confluential leader. And with that woman can truly change the world.
I was so excited. I was so excited about what Linda was sharing that I actually hit the wrong button, just so everybody has a moment to digest and hear that.
Okay. I've taken the 2 words command, which is the masculine model of leadership, with the feminine model, which is sides.
And I love this because it fits so perfectly into what you shared earlier about shifting our perspective on leadership and kind of the paradigm.
In order for this world to move from the state it's in now into the state that we want it to be.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, think about Monica. So Monica Sawyer is the blissful millionaire, a real estate investor for over 20 years, best-selling author, and she is so excited and passionate about helping people step forward financially, being able to receive the Impact Quill Award. She's a podcast host. She's been featured on ABC, CBS, and Fox, and it is my privilege and honor to welcome the amazing Monica Sawyer to the show. Welcome!
Thank you, Rebecca.
This project, why you leaned in and said yes.
It's so funny to be a part of this project because for anybody who knew me, when I realized that it was the people that were standing out in front that seemed to be having the most fun. And I wanted to have more fun in life. And so I
love that.
I know, right? And so I started to really study leadership. And what I found is that, so many of us have an idea of what leadership looks like and who we have to be a leader. And what I discovered is that there are a million different types of leadership. And those types of leadership are as individual as each of us people. And so we all have leadership inside of us. I found it in my own way for myself. And what I really wanted to share in this chapter is how each person can find it for themselves so they can step into the joy and bliss and fun and impact of being a leader in their own lives.
Beautiful. What you're adding to the conversation of leadership, around leadership, and expanding our view so that we can really discover our leadership style and own it and step fully. I love it.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thrilled to have you as part of this project and joining us today. And we're going to have you share a little bit later on a little bit more about your chapter. So thank you. And Naomi, I'm going to introduce you. Excited to have you joining us today. And I love how you shared in the opening segment about how we are all connected and that there's great joy in that. So Naomi Barakat is
important for me to be part of it. Is I think many people, first of all, I have a strong belief that God created each of us. On the day He created us, He decided that the world cannot exist without you. So for me, I'm very passionate that people will, perform the best. King David, right? Like the King David was a fighter. Moses was a different character. So for me, it was very important that many people think that leadership is about lead others, like to create change in others. But I say first, create change within yourself.
Different types of leaders. And I love what you're bringing to the conversation here, Naomi, that it starts within and then people can follow. But we've got to look at with has dedicated her life. And I love this. And this is in your bio. You've dedicated your life to spreading more love in the world, one heart at a time. And you are a sought-after relationship coach, healer, speaker, co-founder of the Center for Conscious Living, #1 international best-selling author multiple times over. And you have spent over 30 years supporting others to bring more love into their life. You are passionate about helping each of us bring more love into our life. Please warmly welcome the amazing and loving Kathleen Sims to the show. Welcome.
Well, thank you. That's why I come. I love hearing you introduce me, and I think, who is that person you're talking about? It's so funny.
I love it.
I doubt what is an expert. So I think all of us are experts at something, and that we have to recognize whatever that is and own it. And I think that there's a myth out there that almost like you're born as an expert and then you stand up and you are one, like innately or something. And that's not, and it's been when I've had hard things happen and I had to find other experts to help me through something hard and learn and expand and grow. And so it feels almost like a network of a community, and not a special community, a community of everyone, help certain solutions. And I channeled a system of how to teach spiritual principles in business, in businesses, and it created culture transformations. And I just knew from a knowing place it was going to work, not from any other, starting in the master's program of organizational transformation. And I went there and said, that's what I'm doing. Is there any way I can help you with your program? Call me something other than a teacher, because I didn't have a degree. And I taught with 8 other international famous people, didn't have any formal background or education. And I asked the students why they voted for me, and they said, because I was passionate about what I do. Knowledge or something. It's from the heart of hearts and your passion of what's important to you, and then putting it out. I mean, I was pretty nervy to go to John F. Kennedy and say, is there anything I can do for you?
And I love that, because you were so on board and convicted and wanting to bring it forward. You were willing to lead. I love it. And then we're going to talk with our amazing Bonnie. So Bonnie Bonadeo is known as the Connection Coach. She's been supporting people in this way for 25 years. She is an expert and passionate about helping you connect. Wonderful. I'd love for you to share why you were drawn to this book. We're thrilled to have you on the show today. And what drew you, and why did you lean in and say yes?
I leaned in to say yes because I realized one of the things that I was incredibly passionate about, and I kind of thought that I wasn't really a leader because I wasn't leading people in a corporate organization, and I missed that role. I know that sounds crazy because, and that's that's kind of that's that gray area that people don't like to be in. So, I realized, I witness poor leadership every day, just between the positions that I'm in, the people that I'm coaching, the trainings that I'm offering, just going out and being in a restaurant and ordering food or in a store. I witness poor leadership every day, and I am crazed by that. And so I just thought I need to step back in and step in.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more.
Open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of
Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the
diverse array of topics reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Being laid on your heart. We were laughing behind the scenes a little bit that technical difficulties are happening with our connection today. And to me, and so I'm excited you're continuing the conversation with us, and where I was just commenting on the beautiful share that Bonnie had shared with us about why this is perfect, having you follow Monica and what she was just sharing, because I know you're passionate about people even recognizing that they are a leader, because that can be a real challenge. So I'd love for you to share your chapter title and the highlight from your chapter.
Okay. The title is From Military Command to Empowered Influence, One Woman's Journey to Leadership. And it's my story, really, of discovery. I was that reluctant leader who stood behind curtains, never wanted to be on stage. But I also came out of the military where I had to command. I had to put that mask on and be that person. Skill and model completes you, but it doesn't define you. Mm-hmm. And that when you marry the two of them into one unique, empowered, extraordinary leader, you can't be stopped, and the world will change because of it.
So beautiful. I love that, that we can create that change by being who we are called to be, embracing that and standing fully in it. That was so empowering. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. And Naomi, I would love for you to share the title of your chapter and something we can look forward to experiencing in it.
And the reader can look forward to 9 secrets that I put there to make a great, unique leader and from within. It's more like how to become a leader from within first. So I'm talking more about, for example, who you are is who you attract, and also seek first to understand theirs. But how about first to be in alignment within ourselves and know our values? And then I think when you really internally connected and lives in harmony, naturally you become a leader.
Yes. Beautiful. And in the book, it is an amazing group of authors that have come together and added to the conversation. And I love that you have 9 secrets, so you don't get to know what the secrets are until you read her beautiful chapter. So thank you. You've created intrigue. I love it. Beautiful.
Absolutely. So I called mine the Curious Leader, because one of the things that I discovered while in leadership was that I didn't have the answers, but I knew I could connect with my employees and other people that I had to, do business with and associate with, whether it was an enormous amount of buy-in from other people because they saw me as vulnerable, but they saw me as powerful. They saw me as connective, but they saw me as compassionate. And that's really what the book is all about. So I kind of break down the 5 mistakes that we constantly make in leadership, because even though the scenarios have a similar foundation that can happen over and over again in leadership positions, if it's a different person, a different time, slightly different circumstance, we sometimes get tripped up by that. So I look at those 5 mistakes that we make over and over again, and then I've created some solutions for them, very simple solutions, and they're kind of added in as being the curious leader solutions. And they say there's this one theory that they say that 87% of the time in most situations, business is good. Business is moving along. Things are
superpower. Like that's an asset to have as a leader, is being curious and being willing to learn and prepare so we can avoid those mistakes and actually have further connection and shine in those moments when a leader is most needed. Not waiting for that moment to learn. We can learn before, which is powerful.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. And thank you for bringing that information forward and being candid about mistakes and giving real solutions that we can have. And the reminder that we don't have to have it all figured out. We can learn and grow and keep taking steps forward. We don't have to have all the answers, but it starts with the questions, which is beautiful. Thank you. So, what I'd love to do, this is going to be a speed round, my fabulous leaders. What I would love for you to do is 15 seconds if there is an advice, tip, something that we can share with our beautiful listeners that they can step forward with and kind of take with them as they go back out into the world. So it's going to be a speed round as we go around the room here. And let's see, Monica, I'd like to start with you. What would you like to share with our listeners? Piece of advice or a tip?
Yes. I'm all about bliss. So let me say this to your listeners. Listeners, remember, bliss is your birthright. Choose to live your bliss every single day.
Underlined explanation point, and we can choose it. I love it. Thank you. Linda, absolutely. Linda, what's your tip?
I just have one tip for you all listeners, and that is be courageous, dare to lead.
Beautiful. I love it. Bonnie.
In my title of my chapter, The Curious Leader, I took on the old adage of curiosity killed the cat, because of course I was curious, why did they say that? Why did it kill the cat? So you'll see an essence of that in my chapter that will take you down the path of being vulnerable, as all these ladies have shared on this call today and this radio show today. Vulnerability is some of the best leadership qualities that we all can have.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Naomi.
Yeah, I write every word you guys say. You're so smart. You are my leaders. Anyway, so I want to, for me it's very important that everyone will understand that we are all God's vessel, and make sure to be ethical and powerful leader, aligned with your gifts and purpose. And as it says in Jeremiah, it says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. So I wish you all to step into your purpose and influence.
Beautiful. Thank you. And then Kathleen, just 10, 15 seconds. Would love your advice or tip that we can take forward.
Sure, I can do it fast. Don't wait till you think you're ready. That's my key thing, is the growing edge is putting yourself out there whether you think you're ready or not.
Yes.
And you get ready as you go along. Know that you're a contribution by owning any of your gifts and talents that you are.
Connect in with you. Please make sure to put June 19th on the calendar. That's when this powerful book will be released. And the first 24 to 48 hours, you're going to be able to secure your copy for $1. So make sure to have it on the calendar. And as you go out into the world, please take a moment to process what has been shared in your heart and your spirit, the beautiful advice, heart's connection, and support of this powerful group. Because you can choose as you go forward in the world. You can choose to step forward. You can choose to bloom and shine no matter what. And remember, the world needs you. And the greatest gift is being willing to share more of you. Be willing to bloom and shine. We'll look forward to talking to you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.